Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Okay, I'm doing great. And yeah, welcome to this IELTS speaking test. Okay, so before you begin, can you please tell me your full name?
My name is Kusum Sarkar. You may call me by my first name, which is Kusum.
Okay, Kusum. So is there any specific name that I shall call you?
You may address me by my full name or just first name, Kusum.
Okay, fine. Okay, Kusum, can you please show me your identification document if you have any?
Here you go.
Okay, it's Kusum.
Yeah.
So your date of birth
2061 10
in AD.
2005 0123.
Okay, Kusum, I'll let you know that the test consists of three main parts, part 1, part 2, and part 3, okay? In part 1, I'll ask you some basic questions and personal questions. In part 2, you'll be given a cue card and you'll have 60-second time to prepare for your topic. And you'll be given 2-minute time to describe about a given topic. In part 3, we'll have a conversation in quite depth. You got it? Okay, let's begin. So let's start our test with the topic best friend, okay? So do you have a best friend?
I do actually. The topic of best friend is rather controversial for me because I have had a decade long of friendship that eventually fell apart because we grow old, and also in hindsight I believe our friendship was rather a matter of quote unquote convenience.
Okay.
We didn't have quite the connection. With that being said, I do have a best friend right now. She's in Australia pursuing her career, and I love her very much. While she's not here physically, I have met one different friend, I would say.
So how do you meet with her?
I met her when I was a little kid. We were friends ever since because we still used to study together. She used to be a senior, and she was always so helpful. Every encounter I had with her was so pure, and I really regret not having to connect with us early on in the journey.
Okay, so can you please tell her specific traits that you admire the most?
She's so outspoken. She
Okay.
is the most outspoken person I have ever came across. Her ability to set boundaries and say no is just so magical to me because that is something I lack. I cannot set boundaries, I cannot say no, and she takes up space even if she's out there somewhere else. She doesn't shy away. And me, I do shy away. So that is something I admire about her. Witnessing her maneuver her way throughout her life
Okay.
to such confidence, it really inspired me. And I would say she has healed something in me, and that too would be an understatement.
Okay, so you guys have any specific memory that you still remember?
Well, I do. She came to my house crying, bawling her eyes out
Yeah.
because of some situation I cannot say here. And I comforted her and finally felt like someone really trusted me to be this vulnerable in front of me. Because me, I take that very seriously. I cannot be just vulnerable to anybody. And she showed that to me, that I can be a good friend and I can be vulnerable with you. And that really created a trust in us.
So what do you really look for when making friends?
When making friends, I look for loyalty, and I also look for her or his values. Because if I'm making a friendship pattern with you, I need to know what are your values. Do we connect on that level? What are your interests? Because my interests are quite old-fashioned, if you will. So if you don't like it, we are not going to connect on that level. So that is something I really look for.
Okay, Kusum, let's change the topic and let's talk about your daily routine, okay? So how do you start your day normally?
I usually wake up around 6 or 7 a.m. First, I get up, tidy up my bedroom, and get myself a warm glass of water. And after that, I just go ahead, follow my skincare routine or oral care routine simultaneously. Then I get up, get myself a light breakfast. I usually go for a protein ball or fried vegetable, which I really love. If I have work for that day, I go ahead and get ready, or else I just go get a stroller around the block. That really refreshes my mind.
Do you have any specific morning rituals?
Well, my mornings are quite silent. I like slow mornings.
Okay.
That's why I need to wake up early. I do not like to rush in the morning.
Okay.
That is the important, and it is very important to me.
Okay. And do you have any specific routine that you follow each day?
I would say skincare and oral care. I did get braces
Okay.
back in the days, so I need to follow a specific pattern to take care of my teeth right now.
And do you plan your day in advance, or you just let it be in this flow?
I do like to plan my day in advance if I have something coming up. But in the usual basis, I do not really plan my day. It just goes to the flow.
And is there is anything that you like to change in your daily routine?
I would actually. I would like to add exercising.
Okay.
I'm very heavy on exercising. I have tried it and I have felt like it really makes a difference, even on the mental plane. And that's why I would like to add some exercising in my daily routine.
So why do we have to stick on daily routines?
I feel like it creates a discipline that one needs. It creates the consistency one needs to follow a pattern of routine. It really takes a lot from inside you. And if you're able to do that, I believe in the work life and the days ahead, you'll improve and you will show that consistency and discipline as you move forward in your life too.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, we just talk about your daily routine, yeah. And so, what activities do you do in evening?
Well, I like to journal. I'm quite spiritual.
Okay.
Like I said, I have a friend called Tree. It is a literal tree, mind you. I go ahead, I get my journal out, I go ahead and sit there. Just write it out,
Okay.
talk to the tree. It is so magical. I know it sounds lame and it's just cliche, but for me it works and that's all that matters, you know.
Okay. You love journaling.
I do love.
So, what are the pros and what are the advantages of journaling?
I would say you don't have or need anyone to speak to.
Okay.
You can just write it out, and it completely feels like you are out of that state. It feels like you have a friend to talk to.
Okay.
You just write it out, and sometimes things do come true when you write it out.
It feels like expressing your emotions in your words.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I do like to write poem too in that manner, but I'm not quite great at it.
Okay,
So
are
I'm
you
not
into
gonna speak
poetry?
on. Well, yeah, I am.
Wow. So, have you written any kind of poetry?
It is
any
quite
lines?
informal.
Okay. Okay, Kusum, that was the end of our part first. Okay, so let me take you towards part two. Okay, I'll give you a cue card, and so here's a question. So describe an achievement that you have made so far. You have to mention points like what the achievement was, when and where you achieved it, how you accomplished it, and explain why it was important to you. Okay, so you'll get 6 seconds for it. Let me start the timer. Yeah, it's your cue card, and you can take some note if you want. Okay, your time starts now. Okay, the time is up. So are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, provide me a pen. Okay, you can start your response now. Yeah.
Well, in a grand scheme of things, the achievement that is very important to me and that really sticks up would be winning the title of Miss Freshers 2024 at my college. While my current status is not a student, since I decided or the situation came about that I had to take a gap year, but those few months were very pivotal to shape me into who I am today, this confident being I am today. Mind you, I was never this confident because of all the affirmative comment people made to me, all the things that they said to me. I saw something in me, and it's like they saw something in me I didn't. It's like living through you, living, sitting in that place and really being confident. I was never like this. It almost felt like that little girl in me, that insecure girl in me, lived vicariously through this young adult body of mine. I didn't even know I was so great at stage and I was so good at public speaking until I tried it. people were like, "You're gonna do it. We know we are gonna win it. We already see you are the winner." But
Yeah.
all that expectation tied to me that made me really anxious. The thoughts about what if I didn't, what if I fail, all the thought that really made it hard for me to believe in me. But you know what? I did it. I did it scared, but I did it. And in my view, the final strike that I made was the statement I gave. It went like, never, ever, ever be basic for nobody, honey. Shine bright. Let 'em burn to the ashes of your celebration. And that, right there, I think I created something. I brought a shift right there. And mind you, might I add, a lot of achievement, a lot of good things came along the way. But that would be topic for another time and another day, which I would like to conspire and talk about in another time.
Okay, that's fine. Do you believe in luck?
I do actually.
And what role does education play in success, in achievement?
Well, education is very important, I believe, because it creates a basis. It gives you a foundation to work upon on. You might think education is just blatantly out there. It has no importance. Absolutely, it has importance. It has been coming from the traditional basis, and it has importance because it has make a difference. Without the education, we wouldn't have discovered all these things that we have
Okay.
right now. That's why I feel like education is important.
Okay, do you believe in acquiring skills or formal education?
I would say acquiring skill has upper hand in my books than education, because I believe the one who has skill gets the job, and that is the person that gets the work done, not the person which has formal education background. Of course, it helps. The degree helps, of course, but then the skill is very important.
What specific qualities do we require to gain anything in life? Simply, you just achieved a title, yeah. So, what it require for you to hold a title?
I would say you need to believe. Perseverance, patience is
Okay.
what you need. My parents has always showed me the path to perseverance and to be patient. All my life, I've seen him struggle, and that has gave me hope that I am meant to do something. Everywhere I go, people turn around. People know I stand on business, literally, and that's why it has to mean something, right? And that's why I believed in me, and that's why I was capable to hold that title.
So, was winning important to you?
It was important to me more than I could have processed it.
Okay.
At that time, I always thought it was just a title, right? If I didn't win, it does not matter, but it did. The winning part of it was so amazing that it brought a wide shift on me. I could speak now, I could do public speaking. I was selected for, among the 8 semester, I was selected for business plan talking. I was doing the public speaking, I was doing the thing.
Okay.
And yeah, a lot of opportunity that I have right now, I owe it to that title.
And how do you deal with the difficulties or the hurdles that you encounter? How do you deal with them?
Well, I deal with on my own pattern. I sit, I do shadow work, I do reflection. Like I said, journaling is an important part to me. Since I don't have much friends around or a friend circle has broken, since I took a gap year, it is not a run of a mill kind of situation, right? You are going off road, you are not taking the traditional path.
Okay.
Then you have a lot of adversity that you have to face. And I have found out sitting with yourself and being comfortable with yourself is really important to combat the difficulties that
Okay.
comes your way.
Is it okay to take gap years in your education in your home country?
I mean, it is working great for me. You can see and people see it. I'm achieving milestone after milestone. I have plethora of things on my plate. But it really depends. If you're the person who takes steps ahead every day,
Okay.
then you are good for the gap year. If you just sit there and you want someone to cooperate with you, you want a pattern, then you shouldn't take a gap year.
Okay. So, what would you like to recommend to the people who are lacking the self-confidence?
I would say nobody cares.
Okay.
Literally, nobody cares. And people, there's a beautiful thing about allowing yourself just allowing yourself to not just to achieve, but just to stay with yourself, just to enjoy it. There's a beautiful thing about letting yourself enjoy, not just to achieve. People, you are allowed it to be both at peace and be ambitious at the same time. Just keep moving. You'll find the light at the end of the tunnel. That's what I would recommend.
And is it important to set goals or share some targets?
Yeah, definitely. It is important to set a goal because it gives you steps to move ahead and you see the vision clearly. So you need the goals to guide you in your path, or else you are just doomed.
Okay, fine. So, Kushum, that was the end of our IELTS speaking test. Okay, so thank you so much for participation and have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. It was great.
It was so free flowing.
Yeah.